Imagine running a private enterprise and living in a country like China, where the president himself does not like private enterprises. He murders thriving businesses and nips new businesses in the bud. Then suddenly, a low-profile private company rises out of nowhere and takes over one of the country's most important chip makers. I know, this sounds like a script straight out of a drama movie. After all, how did this company escape the wrath of the Chinese Communist Party? Well, Xi Jinping, China's totalitarian president, is not really a filmmaker. And if he is allowing a company to rise so quickly, there has to be a bigger story behind the entire incident. So, why is Xi Jinping allowing a private company to rise so quickly? And who is he trying to target with his latest gimmick? Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Shubhangi, and in this video I will tell you why Chinese chip giant Tsinghua Unigroup publicly picked a fight with the CCP. Let's begin. The Chinese Communist Party has yet again found itself in the middle of a battle with the private sector and tech entrepreneurs, this time over the all-important semiconductors. Tsinghua Unigroup, one of China's biggest semiconductor giants and a key server supplier to the Chinese government entities, is burdened with debt defaults and undergoing a rescue process. Things were going fine for Xi Jinping with JAC, a state-backed semiconductor investment fund offering $9.4 billion to pay off debts to Unigroup's creditors. But Unigroup's chairman Zhao has red-flagged the rescue proposal and has sought to take the Chinese Communist Party head-on. Uyghur has vowed to quote-unquote fight to the end the state-backed JAC Capital's takeover proposal. Zhao wants to unearth the backers behind JAC, a low-profile fund held by reclusive financier Li Bin that has suddenly come into the limelight in China with its takeover proposal. Without naming the CCP, Zhao is promising to stand up to the Communist Party leadership. In Xi's enterprise-hating China, a private entity does not simply rise out of nowhere and take over a leading semiconductor giant. And if any entity can dare to do that, it must be having the informal backing of the Chinese Communist Party. Zhao has singled out JAC's deal for YANGTZE memory, a key product launched in 2017 that competes with world leaders like Micron Technology and Samsung Electronics. The YANGTZE memory project was launched by H3C, a joint venture between Unigroup and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. The Unigroup chairman claims that JAC's deal valued YANGTZE memory at $7.5 billion as opposed to a much higher deserved valuation of nearly $25 billion. Now, the Chinese government and court-appointed custodians are trying to downplay Zhao's concerns, but Zhao said, "The proposal deal is an intent to commit a crime. Even if the creditors committee approves the deal, I will fight a legal battle until the end." In simple terms, Zhao smelled government intervention into his company. And it gets more interesting from here. By letting a reclusive fund led by a reclusive owner take over Unigroup, Xi Jinping was trying to sidetrack his arch-rival Jack Ma. Ma's Alibaba had proposed $7.85 billion to rescue Unigroup, and it was to defeat Alibaba's proposal that JAC offered a higher bid, seemingly with the CCP's support. Ma's Alibaba was about to win the bid to take over Unigroup, but just at the last minute, state-backed JAC popped up and said, "We can offer a higher bid." Chinese sources claim that they have no hard feelings for Jack Ma, but the e-commerce giant is listed in the US. What if tightened US auditing requirements lead to the semiconductor giant disclosing sensitive information if it were owned by Alibaba? Chinese IP could end up getting compromised, even though China is the country that steals and shouldn't technically be worried about disclosure of sensitive technology. A CNBC survey in 2019, for example, disclosed that 1 in 5 surveyed North Americans said that China had stolen their IP at some point over the past decade. Anyhow, coming back to the Unigroup and Xi's obsession with Jack Ma, it isn't as if Xi Jinping is concerned by Ma's American connections or the fact that Trump had held a great meeting with the popular Chinese billionaire in 2017. Xi Jinping has always hated Jack Ma. You would have already read about Xi's entire campaign against Alibaba's fintech solution venture called the Ant Group, whose record $35 billion IPO in Shanghai and Hong Kong was halted by the CCP. Now, if Jack Ma's Alibaba managed to take over Unigroup, it would make the Alibaba founder incredibly powerful in a Chinese economy where semiconductor shortages is already a burning issue. She simply could not let Unigroup, that holds control over servers of the Chinese government and state-owned enterprises, to be led by Alibaba. But now, Zhao Weigo is making Xi's life difficult by promising to unearth JSE's anonymous backers and threats to block the JSE deal. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have a Chinese CEO who wants to fight Xi Jinping.